Hello, my name's James. Today I'll be reflecting on my contributions to our cyber safety education module. Firstly, I'll be talking about accessibility and instructional design. One of our main goals was making sure our presentation was accessible to everyone. I handled the closed captions, which meant I had to research how captions work on both Canva and YouTube. I found that YouTube actually has better options. You can add captions in different languages, which is really useful for diverse classrooms. In Canva, I use the accessibility feature, which has three main tools: adding captions, reducing motion, and checking design accessibility. The design checker looks at your fonts and colour contrast and reminds you to add alternatives text for people with vision problems. However, there are limitations with Canva's accessibility tools. While you can add alternative text to images, which is essential for screen readers, Canva doesn't let you set the reading order of elements. This is a major flaw because when someone uses a screen reader, the text might be read in the wrong sequence, making the content confusing or meaningless. For instructional design, I applied several of Mayer's multimedia learning principles from the reading provided. I used the coherence principle by avoiding unnecessary elements in both slides and scripts, and applied the redundancy principle by ensuring my speech complemented rather than repeated the slide text. I also followed the personalization principle by using conversational language and the voice principle by focusing on clear, engaging delivery rather than just reading content. These accessibility improvements directly support diverse learning needs. The closed captions help students with hearing impairments or those who learn better through reading, while the conversational script style engages auditory learners without boring visual learners who are reading the slides. Personal contributions to the group. My main job was creating the learning outcomes and making the first three slides. I also presented these parts of our module. Creating effective learning outcomes was actually quite challenging. They had to be specific and measurable while aligning with the AWARE framework. I spent a lot of time researching cyber safety education best practices to ensure the outcomes would genuinely prepare students for real online situations. Since everyone else's work built on the learning outcomes I created, I made sure to finish this part really early. This gave my teammates plenty of time to work on their sections without waiting around. Group processes and collaboration. I was lucky to work with a really good group. We met after every tutorial and kept in touch through WhatsApp. But working online had its challenges. Since our tutorial was from 6 to 8 p.m. and most of us work full time, we never actually met in person. Online meetings are tricky. People often talk over each other, and sometimes one person ends up hijacking the group. Since my learning outcomes were the foundation for everyone else's work, I finished them very early. This meant my teammates could get started on their parts without delay. The presentation format was also new for me. Instead of recording together as a group, we each recorded our own parts separately and then combined them in Canva. This meant people submitted their videos at different times, and sometimes we had to go back and adjust our parts based on how everything fit together. It was definitely a learning experience in managing a more complex workflow. In conclusion, this experience taught me valuable lessons about accessibility implementation, early project planning, and adapting collaboration strategies for online learning environments. Thank you.